Don't suppose you've got Courtney Hawes' number, have you? Cheers, mate.
Cheers.
Last game of the season? It's gone fast, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's gone so quick. Like every season, to me these days, feels like it just goes rapidly. But yeah, what a season it's been. It feels crazy. The amount of games we played, it just feels absolutely mad. But yeah, one more game to go.
As Dino said at West Brom, one more. Now we are doing like a match preview, sort of pre-chat to the Man United game on Sunday. We're currently at Hockley Social Club. It's currently Friday evening. I'm hoping this video comes out on Friday evening. So quick turnaround, but it's a lovely venue. Thanks to Andy and Hockley for having us. Really, really nice place. Really, really love filming here. So thank you very much. How are you feeling then for Sunday? I mean, I feel like even at work today and coming to the train station, there's someone who recognised me. What do you reckon for Sunday? You go in Sunday. What do you think? Who's gonna do us a favour? Initial feelings? Pretty confident.
Yeah, it's huge, isn't it? It's absolutely huge. I mean, you think about all the games we played this season, all the big games we played this season, and really, it's all coming down to Sunday. I mean, I think we've done remarkably to put ourselves in the position that we're in. Like,
take us back to Palace after Selhurst Park.
Yeah, I was going to say, I remember walking out at Crystal Palace and I remember saying to you, like, we need to enjoy these next couple of Champions League ties because I don't think we'll be back in Europe next season. We were sitting 11th that night, by the way, when we lost to Palace. And so for us to go on the run of form that we have has been incredible, and am I confident for Sunday? I mean, when you look at how Man United are, when you look at how they perform this season, mate, you've got to be confident, but it's still Man United away, and we've won twice there at Old Trafford in the last 29.
It's 4 in the whole Premier League era over home and away. Like home and away, we are dreadful.
Yeah. So that's my only worry, but I will say that they are much worse side now than what they have ever been in those previous 29 attempts.
Yeah, they're the worst right now that we've ever seen, and it just feels typical Villa once again. That we did this a couple of years ago, didn't we? Before Brighton at home, just before we got Conference League, we did a video. It was like, right, it's going down to the last day. That day it was in our hands. Obviously, go back all the way to 2018, 2019, 2020 away at West Ham. Last game of the season, Villa. It's just slightly different this year, and I guess a situation that I don't remember personally as a fan, that we're relying on other teams, and there's that added factor that it's not in our hands, and we're going to have to keep an eye on our phones and stuff on Sunday at Old Trafford.
Yeah, it's not in our hands, and to be fair, I think that shows how good everybody else has been as well. I think in this run, like, you know, Chelsea, Newcastle, Man City have had that upturn of form as well. Not many teams have really dropped points, have they? And so, like, for the incredible form we've been on, it's still not in our hands, which feels absolutely mad. But look, it is what it is. It's the last day of the season, and I'm sure Unai Emery's really pleased just to be in the picture on the final day. As I say, back in end of Feb, early March, I don't think that was even a proposition that we were considering. So, look, we're in the picture. We've just got to do our job on Sunday. Not worry about other results, even though that's really difficult to do. I know that, but not worry about what's going on elsewhere, because essentially we have to win the game anyway. So let's win, and then let's see what happens after that.
My record at Old Trafford, I think I was trying to work it out the other day. I think I've been 5 times. Seen 1 win, which I think, to be fair, for most Villa away fans, I think a 20% win rate is actually pretty good at Old Trafford. It was obviously that Courtney Hawes winner, which was absolute scenes. Obviously, I think that was in the run where Dino was about to get sacked, wasn't it? I think we lost 5 in a row.
It was his last win, wasn't it?
Was it his last win?
It was his last win.
Wow. Yeah, because we had Tottenham away, then we lost, didn't we? And then it just unravelled horribly.
Yeah.
We had a couple of horrible cup games as well, 4-2, where Olsen felt like his legs were stapled to the line. He never came out. 1-0, I think, in the cup as well. McTominay scored inside the first 10 minutes. There's so many, and Man United have been rubbish for like so long, but every time we go there, no matter how good Villa have been as well, and a lot of these have come under Unai Emery, we just can't find a way, can we?
Yeah, we had that one last season when we absolutely destroyed him in the first half, and we were 2-0 up at half time, and we absolutely imploded in the second half on Boxing Day, which... Yeah, that was one where Emery was really annoyed about, if you remember.
Oh, it was the mentality one, wasn't it? After the game.
Really annoyed about, so... Yeah, like, it's never a happy hunting ground, and I never want to take it for granted, because any game in the Premier League is still tough, but just looking at the teams that have gone to Old Trafford this season and won, and how they played against Man United, this is the radio earlier, they were saying, like, with the bookies, Villa are like hot favourites to go to Old Trafford and win, which is absolutely mental for me. That just sounds crazy. So yeah, let's just hope we go there and be professional. I think we will be. I think we've shown our credentials over the last couple of months of the season. We've been pretty much perfect in the league, apart from the Man City game. Pretty much perfect.
There's a couple of blips, wasn't there? I guess like the turn of the year, sort of January time, we had that run of Wolves, West Ham, Ipswich. Just really disappointing. I mean, it's easy to do, isn't it? It's really easy to do, and every team will do this, but you look back on them and it's like, what could it be?
Well, and you go back, but you go back further though as well, and I think Emery alluded to this in his press conference today. He said that there was a period 5 months ago when he was really struggling to get results, and that was that November time when we were, getting beat, hammered at Spurs. We lost to Liverpool, we lost to Club Brugge all in that same week, and it felt tough at that point. It really did feel tough, but credit to the players. I mean, the last 2-3 months have been exceptional, apart from the FA Cup, which we won't talk about. But in the league, though, the Premier League, we've been absolutely exceptional since that Crystal Palace game. And so, yeah, like I say, to me the picture is on Sunday is really, really impressive. And if Villa win on Sunday, we beat our points tally for last season.
It will be our highest points tally ever in a Premier League 38 game season, highest ever. And we look back fondly on last season, rightly so, because it was brilliant. But I don't know. How do you feel? Like, does it kind of feel like, I don't know, in my head, and if we get Champions League on Sunday, it's obviously going to be way better than last season, but it just doesn't feel like we've been, I don't know, because we fell off last season a little bit. I think if we do get Champions League on Sunday, it goes better than last season because we've had to deal with Champions League, and we've dealt with that so well and done so well in that.
Exactly, undoubtedly. I think when you look back at last summer, our recruitment, and people were talking about very much, it was to get more depth into the squad, which is exactly what we've
done brilliantly.
And that's come off really well, hasn't it? Because you've seen the team since January, so especially since Rashford, Asensio, Disasi, Garcia and Marlon joined, we've had that real strength in depth, and it's really, really helped us in these final sort of few months of the season. And yeah, undoubtedly for me, if we get Champions League on Sunday, it trumps last season because we've had more. We'll have more points.
Yeah.
We'll have had the Champions League run, which is inherently hard for any team to juggle with the Premier League, and then we have had a deep run in a domestic cup as well. And so, yeah, if we get Champions League Sunday, it trumps like last season. And I kind of think it's because it's the expectation now, isn't it? Because we had that last season.
Yeah.
It was maybe a little bit unexpected last season.
Yeah.
We probably overachieved a bit last season, but this season, I suppose it's been kind of the expectation with a lot of Villa fans.
Once you've got a taste of Champions League,
you want it again.
Yeah, 100%.
Exactly.
Take you watched the Europa League final.
Yeah, I mean, that was got to be one of the worst games I think I've ever.
I kind of get it. Like, it's quite rare for a final to be like scintillating end-to-end goals. But
it wasn't even that though. The distinct lack of quality.
Oh my word!
It wasn't even like it was too like really tactically like excellent.
Yeah. Like an Inter Milan, and they've ground out against PSG.
It weren't like that. It was just two really poor sides, and all Tottenham had to do. Obviously, they got that goal. It was a bit of a scrappy goal, but all they had to do then, and they knew they just had to defend because Man United weren't going to break them down. And then
Maguire up top
until like Luke Shaw had that header very late on, which, let's be honest, was a comfortable save really for Vicario. Tottenham weren't in any danger whatsoever.
They were looking at like Lenny Yoro to like create something because Tottenham was so deep. It was like Fernandes is the only real one you'd look at, but then beyond that, throwing Maguire up top, it was just hopeless. And I've seen a few things this week about potentially playing the kids on Sunday. I think their mentality before that Europa League final, I was sort of thinking, what would be better for Villa? Would it be Man United win and their heads would just be totally somewhere else, or would it be a defeat? I couldn't really decipher between the two, but looking at it now, they are crushed, man. A lot of them players are probably going to leave in the summer. A lot of them are going to be on the first flight out to Dubai on Sunday, probably. Their heads are not going to be in it.
Yeah.
So the kids that come in, like they'll give it a go, obviously, but their heads are just gone.
Yeah, I totally agree. I don't think they'll play a full 11 of kids. I don't think they'll do that. I still think like Fernandes will play stuff like that. But
they can't get battered.
No, but I just I think forgetting all that, I don't think it would have mattered whether they won or lost the Europa League final. I think for me, it's that if Villa play to their ability, if Villa play 80% what we know they can do, or even 70%, I don't think Man United should be able to beat us. And I think that's the key in all this. I think Villa have just got to stay calm, play their own game, and just go to Old Trafford and perform how we know they can perform. And if they do that, then it will be a positive outcome, and then we can sort of hold our heads high and just have a look at the other results, see where it ends. And yeah, it would be disappointing if we don't get Champions League. If that happened, we won. But as I said earlier, if we don't get it, then it's still credit to the other clubs because they've all done pretty well in the last couple of months.
They deserve it. Like I remember you saying before Bournemouth, like, and this might not come across well, but you said, "Do you think Emery knows when we're going to win a game?" Well, do you want to expand on that? What you meant?
I don't know. I always feel like there's periods of a season. Like I always think about that week against like Man City and Arsenal, and like where he just goes really like feels like he goes real like tunnel vision, like tunnel focus sort of thing. Like, and he's like in that zone, and he just knows what the outcome's going to be. I kind of feel like he's like that, and like that's really weird to say, 'cause it makes it sound like he can predict. What
obviously, we want to win every week, obviously,
but I do feel like there's times within a season with Emery where he just has that like laser vision focus, and it's like. And he kind of knows what the outcome's going to be. It's weird. And I said that about. I did say that about Bournemouth. I've said before the game. You kind of, as soon as Villa kick off, you can kind of see whether,
first 10 minutes.
Yeah, you can kind of see whether Villa are going to win or not. And against like Bournemouth, I said before the game, I think we'll win 1-0. Because it's a typical
1-0 Watkins. He says, give you credit.
1-0 Watkins. Even though I forgot that he broke the record.
Mate, you had a few beers.
I had a few, but yeah, like I just feel sometimes it sounds weird, but I sometimes feel like he does genuinely know what the outcome's going to be, which is weird. It's like. Make it sound like he's a magician or something.
I know what you mean. Well, he is. I'm wearing this because it could potentially be Emi Martinez's last game for Aston Villa, which it's a killer. I mean, we've got good memories of Martinez at Old Trafford, haven't we? Obviously, when Courtney Hawes scored that late winner and he saved the penalty. But it could be a few last games for Villa. You just don't know, do you? And it's heartbreaking with Martinez. I'm pretty sure he's going to go, and he's a legend. And it feels weird for me because I haven't seen in my time supporting Villa too many players who have left, and I thought, oh man, I'm like proper gutted about that. Like Grealish is as close as you come, but beyond that, I haven't really had anything. And someone who's, I don't know whether I call him a legend. Obviously, it depends. It's subjective, that word. But Emi Martinez is my favourite player, and he's been so consistent for 5 years, man. And it's gonna be painful when he's coming over to that away end at the end. Hopefully, with 3 points in his pocket and getting us back in the Champions League. But it's gonna be a painful one.
I mean, yeah, you're right. I mean, with Emi, he's not only been an incredible player for us, but he's also created a bond and connection with the supporters that a lot of players don't. I mean, Emi's just, he's just really bought into everything that Villa is really. And I think we've been as good for him as he has been for us, and he's built his career essentially now on the foundations of what he's had at Villa. And credit to Dean Smith and Neil Cutler all them years ago for bringing him in. I remember that summer we were buying him for 14, 15 million, and I remember thinking at the time, Tom Heaton was coming back to fitness at the time. I remember thinking, do we need to be spending 50 million on a goalkeeper? And like, that sounds mad now, but look, he's been absolutely pivotal, an absolutely incredible servant for us, and where would we be without him, sort of thing. But it'll be a massive, massive void to fill, but this is the world we're living in with PSR, and I think if Villa get a big offer, they'll think they can reinvest the money back into the squad, and Emery's a little bit ruthless like that, and I think he does. I don't think he has any sort of, I don't think he has any worries about letting players go. He backs himself to improve us, and so. But he will be a big loss. It's not just the player; it's the character, and like I say, that bond is built with the supporters. That's going to be difficult to replicate for anybody. But yeah, Emi's been great, so I hope it's not his final appearance on Sunday. I'm desperately hoping it's not, but. The writing looks like it's on the wall, especially from his reaction after the Spurs game. So let's just see. But if it is, let's just hope he has one more masterclass.
Let's hope so. Let's hope he keeps us in the game and makes some incredible saves. How do you see it going on Sunday then in terms of the game? I was thinking about this on the walk-in. I feel like it might be like a 0-0 or like a 1-0 Villa at half-time, and then second half we open up a little bit. Again, not really caring about what's going on elsewhere, and it potentially, hopefully, being like a 2-0, 3-0, celebrating in front of the away end. Watkins, remember he did that in the cup game, chip over the goalkeeper, come over to the away end, just hoping it's worth it, and we actually, because the worst result on Sunday would be if we do our job and we win, and no results go our way. That'll be an absolute killer.
Yeah, it would.
So I'm just hoping it's one of them. And like I said, Emery knows we're going to win. It's going to be tight in the first half, and we just let loose in the second.
Yeah, I think it'll be a bit cagey first half, but I think we'll have a lot of the ball, which is going to be different to the Bournemouth game. We'll have a lot of the ball. Like against Bournemouth, we only had something like 30% possession, which is mad. But I think that you could double that for this game. I think we'll definitely hold the possession.
I think that's why Pal Torres might play in this game. I mean, me and you love Mings, but I think because we'll have so much of the ball, Torres, for example, will play.
Potentially that wouldn't surprise me at all. So yeah, I think we'll have a lot of the ball. I think it'll be a bit cagey. I think it'll be a typical Villa Emery away performance where it's 0-0 for a while. He doesn't panic, but we'll create some chances. And it's about putting them away, and you've got to back your players that you've got to put away, the likes of Watkins, Rodgers, Asensio, even McGinn, etc. Tielemans if he's back fit.
Do you think he'll be back?
I do, yeah, I do. I think he might.
Do you think he plays if he's fit?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. I don't know what they do. I don't know whether he comes in with Onana staying in the team. He might stay Onana might stay in the team as well. With us having a lot of the ball, he might end up staying in the team as well and get the midfielders on the ball. I don't know. But we've got loads of options. But if Tielemans is fit and he's able to play,
player of the season,
then he has to play. He has to play because he can create some for you. So he has to play, I think, if he's fit. But yeah, look, I am confident because I just think we're a better side. We're definitely a better side than Man United, and so just don't let the occasion get to you.
Yeah.
Just play your own game, and it should see you through.
Let's hope we do that, and let's just look very, very briefly to end this on the other games. I think the one we're most looking at is Forest doing us a favour over Chelsea. I think even if that's a draw and we do our job, that's beneficial to Villa. I still think that Man City going to Fulham, I don't think that's an easy place to go. I think it depends what Man City turns up, man. Like, they've got Guardiola who knows what he's doing. I just think that's a bit of a banana skin for them. I think the one you can semi-write off is Everton helping us out with Newcastle. I just don't see that happening, especially at St James's Park. Everton obviously have been really good recently, but I think their main occasion was last week at Goodison. They're on the beach. I just think you're looking at Forest and they've still got potential to get into the Champions League. They'll be hoping for a Man United win of the weekend, but that's the one you're looking at, isn't it?
Yeah, I think Newcastle are obviously favourites to beat Everton at home as well. I mean, they're very good at St James's Park, really strong. It's the kind of thing like you wish Villa at home, really, don't you? Like in terms of the fans getting behind them and it being a fortress. So I think Newcastle will probably win. You're right. Fulham could be a banana skin for Man City, but Fulham aren't playing. The only thing is Fulham aren't playing.
Is there a chance they'll get back in Europe?
Because of Brighton beating Liverpool the other night, so that's gone really now. And so Fulham haven't really got anything to play for, but it's still a tough place to go. So you never know. And Man City have been so flaky this year, you just never know. But you'd still expect them to sort of limp over the line a little bit. I do think it comes down to the two games, Villa, Man U and Forest, Chelsea. But the thing I'd say, like, Forest winning last week at West Ham, that was a great win by the way for them.
Big.
And it gives them an opportunity on the last day. So the City ground will be bouncing.
It will.
And that'll be really tough for Chelsea to go to. And you've got to remember that Chelsea have only won one away game in the last like 11 or 12.
Their away record in the Premier League is 11th best.
Yeah,
I mean that's even worse than Villa's, by the way.
Yeah, it's not been good.
And sorry to spoil it, but when we were driving back from Bournemouth, we were listening to Newcastle Chelsea on the radio, and you said this is the exact type of game that you can see Chelsea losing. It's a big atmosphere, it's a big occasion. They're away from home. It's an easy stereotype, but the age profile of their team, it's the sort of game. Maybe not crumble, but they could just.
Yeah, they get swallowed up in the atmosphere a little bit, and we know
see that happening Sunday.
We know there's a good atmosphere at the City ground. I don't see Forest losing on Sunday, and that's one thing I would say. I don't see them losing. It's such a big game. I don't see them losing. And I think they've got a little bit of momentum back. It was a very good win last week at West Ham.
Yeah, it was.
People were expecting them to make.
I'm glad they got that because they were like that draw against Leicester at the City ground. Were they just tailing off a little bit? I think that's a huge win. I mean, how bad West Ham have been, obviously, but it's still a tough place to go.
No away games easy. That's the thing. And it was a good win for Forest because it did look like they were tailing off, and so for them to get back in, it was a good performance as well. To be honest with you, they dominated the game, they controlled it. And they've given themselves a chance on the last day. And it's been an incredible season for Forest, let's be real. Even if they get Conference or Europa, whatever it might be, Forest have had an incredible season. So let's hope they can do us a favour. But that's the one I think will potentially help us out if Villa can get that win on Sunday. I do think Newcastle are probably going to win, and I think City will just limp over the line. And so I think it will come down to the two games, our game and the Forest-Chelsea game.
Put a percentage on it. Chance of Villa playing Champions League football next season, right now, as it stands?
In the 60% range,
I was going to say 60.
Probably in the 60%.
A few beers down us in Manchester, and we'll be going 80 on Sunday.
Yeah. Do you know what? I hate these sort of like games, and there's loads riding on it. I get really nervous, and
it's why we love football.
No, it is.
Why we love football.
I know, but I find it really nervy. I do. I like it when it's just a bit more casual.
You need to get as drunk as you did at Old Trafford last
I absolutely do.
I mean, what time's Craig picking us up? Is it 9:30?
Well, we negotiate. Craig wanted to go at 12, and I was like, I tell you what, we'll do you a deal. If you get to mine for 9:30, it'll be fine. So
sorry, Craig.
Sorry, Craig. We're getting you out of bed extra early, but 9:30 from mine on our way.
Oh mate, can't wait. Cheers to Aston Villa playing Champions League next season. Fingers crossed. Get yourselves involved in the comments. Let me know how you're feeling going into Sunday. Fingers crossed. It's going to be a big one, but like we just said, this is why we love football. Up the Champions League, Villa. See you on Sunday.